presents Great Moments in Hockey. Flat-faced Feldman perfects the hockey style. Well, almost. Now win cars, cash, and great food in Wendy's Go for the Goal game.
I won!
He scores!
The Olympic torch was lit 2 weeks ago, announcing the start of Japan's second Olympic Winter Games. Hours from now, it will be extinguished, not to be lit again until the Summer Games of Sydney in the year 2000.
Welcome everyone inside Big Hat for the first ever gold medal game for women's Olympic ice hockey. Sean McDonough and John Davidson, delighted to have you with us. This matchup between the United States and Canada is underway. Team USA dressed in white. Chris Bailey, number 24, sent it around to the far boards, pushed back toward the corner by Stacey Wilson, number 17 of Canada. Now at the line, the puck taken back by Cami Granato. All-time leading scorer in international competition for the U.S. women's team. Granato put it right on goal to Manon Rhéaume, perhaps the best-known female ice hockey player in the world. Rhéaume, the goalie for Canada. And Sarah Teeting got the start for the United States team. Centering pass was intercepted. The Americans were trying to set up Katie King out in front. Laid offside here against Team USA. Waved off.
Two changes already for Team USA. They're going 20-25 second shifts. Obviously, they want a real high-tempo game.
Jenny Schmidgold, the native Minnesotan, had her shot blocked into the corner by Cassie Campbell. Now Karen Bai couldn't stop the puck. And in the near corner, Jennifer Botterill trying to move it along the boards. Knocked away by Gretchen Julian of Team USA. No score, more than a minute gone by. United States, the home team, undefeated in the Olympic competition. The first ever Olympic women's ice hockey competition, 5-0, including a victory over Canada earlier in these Olympic games. 7-4. Team USA came from behind in that game. 4-1 down. They scored 6 goals in the final 13 minutes to beat Canada. Puck shot in by Gretchen Julian from center ice, and the Americans change quickly again.
This is the 15th time these two teams have met this season. 7 wins apiece. One team, Team USA, has 44 goals for. They've given up 41. This is as close as it gets when you talk about a one-game championship for a gold medal.
Those 14 games date back to September when Team USA started its pre-Olympic tour. And the win in the Olympics over Canada evened that mark at 7 wins apiece. Canada considered the favorite by most. There have been 4 world championships in the history of women's ice hockey dating back to 1990. The Canadians have won all 4, and in the final of all 4 of those tournaments, they defeated Team USA, including last year, the 97 World Championships in Kitchener, Ontario, an overtime win for Canada.
2 minutes and 37 seconds of play prior to the first whistle. So good discipline by both teams. The last game these two teams played in the preliminary round, they got nasty. There was all kinds of power plays. Canada had 11 of them. The United States had 9. It was a game that didn't mean anything in the standings, so they got their frustrations out against one another. But here you can sense for gold medal, it's sitting there on the line. Discipline's so important.
They played each other so much, they really have worked up a very healthy disregard for each other. There have been some moments of nastiness and ugliness that we'll talk about as the game goes along. No score, nearly 3 minutes played. Team Canada at center ice, Danielle Doyette, who's the leading goal scorer at the Olympics, number 15. He scored 7 goals in 5 games. The only game in which she did not score here at the Olympics was the game against Team USA.
Cami Granato captains Team USA. The referee for this game is a Canadian. Everybody thought that it would be a German referee, but Dave Ogren and a lot of the U.S. people who run their hockey department, they said, let's go with the best referee in the tournament. Canadian, American, German, whomever. They've come up with Marina Zenk. As you see there, she is Canadian, and that's something different in international hockey. A big game, and one of the referees also from the country of one of the teams that's playing. And good for the USA in having that attitude.
They have no problem with it. We chatted with Coach Ben Smith about that. Turning back to Canada, Karen Nystrom, but then she lost the puck. Katie King couldn't find the pass as it came behind her skates. 3.5 minutes played, no score, and an icing call against Canada. There are many differences, obviously, between the women's game and the men's game, but the major difference is that in women's hockey, body checking is not allowed. And to put it simply, you can make body contact with an opponent if you're trying to play the puck and the contact is incidental, but you just can't clearly run at somebody in an attempt to check them without going for the puck.
You see no contact from behind. The biggest thing is you can't use your hip or your shoulder to slow or stop an opponent. If you move into a person while playing the puck, that's fine. If you play the body and not the puck, that's trouble.
Angela Ruggiero wristed one toward the net for Team USA. Ruggiero, the youngest member of the American squad at age 18. Now Chris Bailey from Marietta, New York. Just outside Syracuse, a small town, a nice pass. Jenny Schmidgel was looking to break in, lost the puck, and then got it back as Becky Keller, the defenseman, couldn't play it for Team Canada. Now a centering pass for Schmidgel and a bouncing puck. Schmidgel a backhander, and the rebound knocked into the corner. Gretchen Julian. Now Karin Bai, back to the point. Ruggiero a drive. Well wide, and Chris Bailey hurried but couldn't keep it in.
Canada's defense got all messed up, and Schmidgel may have had a breakaway, but she lost control of the puck, and Rayon makes the first good save of the game.
That's center ice. Laura Schuler was checked off the puck. Now she's racing after it. It was sent ahead. And Ruggiero played it to Tara Mounsey, number 2. Coach Ben Smith thinks Mounsey is on her way to becoming the best women's player in the world if she isn't already. She's playing with an injured knee.
Yeah, the knee, she didn't practice this morning. She had the electrical stim hooked up to her leg to try and make it as good as possible for this game.
Mounsey went sliding and got back up. Now Lisa Brown Miller, the oldest player for Team USA at 31 and the only married player, lost the puck as she went after the offensive zone. Lisa Brown Miller still hasn't gone on her honeymoon with her husband John. They were married a couple of years ago, but they were married on a Saturday, and on a Monday, 2 days later, she reported to Lake Placid to join the national team. She's been busy with the team, and he's been working overseas in Germany. They haven't been on their honeymoon. They'll go after the Olympics. Here's a great chance, and the backhander stopped by Manon Rayon as Trisha Dunn moved in almost uncontested. Goyette the handoff, and the shot was blocked as Stacey Wilson wound up for Canada. This play was made on defense by Sandra White.
First 2 scoring chances go to Team USA. Manon Rayon looks good in goal. I asked her this morning what she thought of this whole thing. She says, listen, all I want to do is have fun. Those are 2 real good saves.
6 minutes played, no score. First ever gold medal game for women's ice hockey in the Olympics. And as expected, it's a matchup between Team USA and Team Canada. An offside call as Nancy Drolet carried the puck across the line. Back to Big Hat in a moment.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Mercury. Recognizes that with imagination, we can accomplish great things. And by Visa, worldwide partner of the Olympic Winter Games. Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
.45 remaining in a scoreless first period. Long stretches of continuous action here at the start of the game. Nancy Drolet. A 3-on-3 for Canada into the zone. And a nice defensive play by Chris Bailey just inside the American line. Ruggiero moves it around the boards for Gretchen Julian. Julian was once cut by Ben Smith from the national team. Invited back to try out for the Olympic team, only when her college coach at Dartmouth, George Crow, a longtime friend of Ben Smith, told him to take another look at Julian. When she returned to the program, Ben Smith said after 10 minutes watching her practice, her first practice upon returning, said, how could I have cut this woman? She is a terrific player.
Well, I enjoyed Ben Smith this morning, chatting with him. Team USA practiced this morning, and then he called all the players to center ice. And they were on their knees looking up at him. And they have great respect for their head coach. And he said, and I asked him what he said to his players. He said, you know, I had an old friend of mine, he says, years ago, tell me, he said, when you're standing on a putting green, you don't hope for your opponent to miss his putt. You want him to make his putt, then you want to roll yours in right on top. And what he's getting at, he wants Canada to play well, but he wants his team to play better. And if that happens, we'll see a great game. And women's hockey will garner and go up another step in what it means to the world of hockey and sports. And he's just got the great attitude in that respect.
And he's sincere when he says that. A lot of coaches would say that and it would sound hollow, but he really felt the most important thing about this game was that it be a good game because of the tremendous exposure that women's hockey is getting here. So many people will be exposed to the sport for the first time. Bishop Dunn tried to cut in. He was stopped by Vicky Sunahara. Number 61 for Canada. Canadians, some confusion as they change with the puck right in front of their bench. France Saint-Louis tried a long drive. She wears number 3 for the Canadians, and it was blocked. She's 39 years old.
Sean, it's tough to make a change here. These boards are very high. They're high for the men. So the women have to go through the gate, and they line up to get through that open door as opposed to jumping over the boards. So sometimes it does look like there's confusion.
Teams over here at the Olympics and the women's competition have actually been practicing trying to get over the boards. Some just cannot do it. Saint-Louis slides into the corner. 8 minutes played, no score. The gold medal game in women's ice hockey. United States and Canada.
We're seeing some discipline. Here's the change. The Team USA, Sarah DaCosta wearing the mask as the backup goaltender on the bench, helping with the door. But we've seen discipline here, haven't we? No penalties, nobody close to a penalty, no odd man rushes, just
Down low, a shot wide. Alana Blahoski had a great chance for the first goal of the game, and she missed a wide open net. Great setup by this line. Katie King and Lori Baker, the other forwards. And Blahoski missed the net.
Great pass across. She's a defensive forward. Maybe surprised by the quickness of the play. The graduate of Providence College had it right there, was on her stick.
Ben Smith says one of the things you'll notice about women's hockey, there tend to be a lot of good chances missed because sometimes they're just not strong enough on the stick. And here's the game's first penalty coming up.
And I think it'll be Wickenheiser that draws the penalty. It's a high sticking call. Team Canada will go on the first power play. You'll see Wickenheiser, a power forward, go behind the net. She's hard to stop. Moundsey's on her. And you'll see the stick right there of Mounsey go right up to the chin. And the referee was about 6 feet away, so she makes the call, and Canada goes on the first power play. Now, the last time these two teams met, Team Canada was 4 for 11 against Team USA on the power play. And overall in the series, the Olympics this time around, Canada is 9 for 37, which was pretty good.
That high stick you just saw, reminiscent of one of the ugly plays from the game earlier in the Olympics between these two. Vicky Mosession drew a double minor for that. Stick to the throat of Danielle Goyette was an obvious pain. It's just part of the nastiness. Goyette's dad passed away from Alzheimer's disease just before the Olympic Games began. Her family urged her to stay with the team. The Canadians charged after the game the other night that some of the American players had made comments to Goyette about the death of her dad. The Americans deny that vigorously and make the point that they sent a team card signed by every member of the team with flowers to Danielle before the tournament started.
I think, Sean, you think about that whole thing, you wonder, is one coach trying to find an edge by using diversion? Team Canada's not played as well as they had hoped going into this tournament. As you look at their head coach, Shannon Miller. She, by the way, will be the University of Minnesota Duluth head coach next year. She'll have 18 full scholarships to work with there, and that's something she and the university very excited about. And, you know, I think that was a game that was played with these two teams that didn't mean anything. And nasty things happen in those situations. But right now, this is a game where a lot more is on the line. Now here you can see the referee telling Ben Smith and his coaching staff, no more changes. You're too slow and too late for the change. Your players got to stay off. Keep the penalty killers you have out there, and that's it. You know, Ben may be slowing it down here a little bit as his team has a minute 29 to kill yet.
First power play of the game for Team Canada. Saw Ben Smith and his outstanding assistant Tom Much upset with the referee, Marina Zank. Heaney at the point. Good offensive defenseman. Women do prefer to be called defensemen. At least those we've spoken with.
And the lines people don't mind linesmen.
That's right. Heaney, a shot well wide off the backboard and poked into the corner. Heaney has his back. Now feeds Nystrom. Cross to the other point. Big shot blocked. Judy did it. wound up for the shot. If that name sounds familiar, she is the sibling of Gerald Diddick, a longtime NHL defenseman, now with the Phoenix Coyotes. More than midway through the first period, no score. Heaney's shot blocked by Tricia Dunn. Diddick in deep on the backhand. Teeting made the stop. Teeting trying to smother the rebound. 30 seconds left on the power play for the Canadians. Heaney into the middle, looking for a deflection. Nancy Drolet tipped it, but it still went well wide. 18 seconds left on the penalty to Mounsey. Heaney threw it along the boards. Chris Bailey tried to poke it out, but couldn't get it out of the zone. Drolet winds up for a slapper. Pad save made by Teeting. Mounsey out of the box in 2 seconds. Bailey battling Nystrom. Out comes Mounsey. Free puck to Tricia Dunn.
Oh, great work by Chris Bailey in the corner, showing strength. Oh, here's a play.
Bad change by the Americans. Heaney a drive and a big stop by Teeting.
Did the puck hit the referee or something weird? What a save that was by Teeting.
Now Goyette into the boards by Schmidgold. Contact behind the net as Wickenheiser got knocked down. And now Karin Baez. Considered by the American coaches the best shooter of the puck for Team USA. And here she comes, looking to break in. Has Schmidgold heading to the net. Centering pass comes to the near point for Vicky Mosession, a native of Massachusetts. Mosession down low, picked off by Haley Wickenheiser. And she got it ahead. But Danielle Goyette. Goyette lofts it toward the slot, glove down by Mosession. Now Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser's just 19 years old. Already dubbed the Wayne Gretzky of women's hockey with tremendous skills. She played for the national team at age 15. And a wrist shot gloved by Teeting as Laura Schuler put it right on net. We'll return to the women's gold medal game in a moment. France St. Louis on the draw with A.J. Malesko. And it was won by the veteran St. Louis. Sue Mers back to play. Bad play. She turned the puck right over to Kathy McCormick. McCormick had it taken away along the far boards. And Shelley Rooney puts into the zone. Rooney stays after Becky Keller. Now Malesko, tallest player on the team. A.J. Malesko from Nantucket, Massachusetts, stands 5'11", has great reach. Result of her size. And it's taken back by St. Louis. With 6.5 left in the period. That could have been a penalty call as St. Louis was tripped up. McCormick tried to drive it in, and it was blocked by Mosession. Along the near boards, Fiona Smith kept it in for Canada. Tammy Granato missed Malesko. Malesko's heading off for a line change. Puck poked in by Tricia Dunn. Now Fiona Smith. She was cut from their World Championship team back in 1994. She said it was the best thing that happened to her. Smith said she really grew up as a result of that experience. Teeting tried to smother it. Now Ruggiero starts the American squad back. Ruggiero spins away from the forechecking of Botterill. And scales it in the left wing corner.
Rosemary Choate High School in Connecticut. They have 1 day off per year, arbitrary day off, while they're taking it to watch this game. All the kids are sitting in the cafeteria. That's where Angela Ruggiero goes. Hope they're having fun.
She'll be heading back there. She's still a prep schooler, been the class president at Choate Rosemary Hall in Wallingford, Connecticut, 3 years in a row. Playing in the Olympic gold medal game today. We're down to 5 minutes left. And a lot of long stretches of continuous action. The shots are 5-2 in favor of Canada. Americans had a great chance earlier. When Blahoski missed the wide open net. Gretchen Julian's drive off the glove of Rayon and came right back to the side of the crease and skated away from harm by Stacey Wilson. Now Wickenheiser in the play is offside.
You just get that right. The Choate School. Choate Rosemary Hall is where they're having the day off and watching the game. Good save here by Rayon. Manon gets the left arm up and she takes the shot right off the glove. See the screen that was set up there this morning? Team Canada practiced and they had the backup goaltender Redden standing in front of Rayon, and one of the players was out there taking shots, and that was Fiona Smith. She would take the long slap shot. The backup goaltender, whom you're looking at, would stand right in front of Manon, and she was working and stopping the puck.
Here's a great chance. The rebound shot over the net by Sunahara. The original shot was from Jana Hefford. Hefford hasn't had much luck at the Olympics. One of their leading scorers heading into the Olympics. She's had just 1 point in 5 games. Now Blahoski passes it off, and the shot went wide from Baker. Blahoski trying to move it back out in front, jamming in the crease. And Rayon smothered the puck and stopped the effort of Katie King.
Canada has won some faceoffs in Team USA's zone and getting shots they are. And Teating has come up big, making a couple of saves as we saw earlier. And then after the goaltender did the job stopping the puck, Team USA was able to move up ice. See the reversal against the flow. And Team USA works the puck nicely. Now you're going to see a 2-on-1 develop. And the shot goes wide. And the USA club does a nice job with puck recovery. There's the shot that goes wide. Both goaltenders had a super first period.
Each has been tested. There's the Canadian goalie Rayon, the first and only woman to play professional hockey with the men. Malesko's centering pass came right back to her. And her shot blocked out in front. Malesko continues after it, battling Drolet. And Drolet managed to spin it around the near side. Rayon played for the Tampa Bay Lightning in an exhibition game, an NHL exhibition game against the St. Louis Blues back in 1992. Then played in a minor league game, a regular season professional game for Atlanta. Backhand denied as Rayon held the post. Walking right out in front to take the backhand to Shelley Looney. Now a big drive. Teating made the stop and covered the free puck. Wicked shot by Karen Nystrom.
Oh, man. That was a great shot. Another shot through the screen. And both goaltenders again, especially the last 5 or 6 minutes, they've been fabulous. Look at the big windup. Transfer away to deflection. Teating doesn't panic. She looks back and really does a nice job collecting the puck. There's the deflection off one of the defensemen, and there's Teating. Great goaltending. Both ends. Fabulous stuff.
More from the 18th Olympic Winter Games after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back to CBS coverage of the 18th Olympic Winter Games.
With 3:21 left in the first period, no score. And a shot from the point by Cassie Campbell. Stick aside by Teating. Teating from Winnetka, Illinois. And attends Dartmouth College. Played 2 years of hockey at Dartmouth. Sarah Mounsey plays at Brown University from Concord, New Hampshire. She's taken down. The Americans will go on the power play for the first time as Cassie Campbell of Canada is called for holding.
Cassie Campbell, when she was 16 years old, was a model, but she kept showing up with bruises. So they said, listen, you got to quit this hockey stuff. She said, no, I got to quit modeling. I want to play hockey. And here she moves in. As you can see, Mounsey, the defenseman, was up on a play and dragged down to the ice. So Team USA gets their first power play. And again, in the Olympics, they're 11 for 28, which is real good stuff. And against Canada in the last game, they went 3 for 9. So Cassie will sit and watch, and Team USA goes to work.
Cassie Campbell, known as the poster girl for Canadian women's hockey. She appeared on posters and billboards, huge posters all over Canada promoting the World Championships in Kitchener last year. She's involved in a number of endorsements in Canada. Really an ad with Don Cherry, one of the most colorful people in all of hockey, if not the most. I can't think of anybody more colorful than Grapes who's here
Grapes.
watching the game.
His wife passed away recently from breast cancer. Team Canada wore a rose on their jersey in all the games leading up to the Olympics. His wife's name was Rose. What a great lady. She's the only one I know that could straighten drapes out. And when the Olympics came around, they were not allowed to wear the rose on their jersey. It's just against the rules. So Team Canada has a connection there with the Cherry family.
Two-line pass called against the Americans.
Here's a good shot. Rayom was there, and you can see Fiona Smith. Oh, that was Loney. I'm sorry, getting hit. Knocked down. Fiona Smith with the big hit.
The Canadian men's Olympic hockey team supporting Team Canada in this first ever women's gold medal game. Now that was an example that last hit we showed of what some might consider to be a body check, and obviously with the rules such as they are, it's really up to the referee to determine just how strict the rules are going to be about body checking. Some let them run into each other with regularity, others call it very tight. Summers lines up for a shot. Rayom the save. Tammy Granado right on the doorstep looking for the rebound. The puck out of the rink with 47 seconds left of the Team USA power play.
Good shot by Mers. She had room to move in, did not, and Rayom makes the save. You'll see here Team USA does a nice job on the face-off. You can see Mers here moves in. She still had more room to move in. Cami Granado really wanted the deflection. For a goaltender, the good thing to do is to move up against the deflector. You can see Rayom right there is right up to Cami Granado. In fact, Cami got her stick caught up and could not get to the rebound. That's good, smart goaltending. If you stay back in your net, Cami would have been able to get to the rebound and more than likely score.
Karen Bai forced to spin back. Now Mounsey sends it into the zone. 35 seconds left in the Team USA power play. Jenny Schmidl in the forecheck. Bai shovels it back into the corner. Went past Fiona Smith. Smith bumping along the backboard with Schmidl. Renato plucked the puck out. She has it back from Bai. Bai, a forward, plays a point on the power play. Now Gretchen Julian. Down low, Schmidl right out in front. And the rebound knocked out of the zone.
You were telling me Karen Bai got a telegram.
She did before the game. She wears number 6, which she has since she started playing hockey. Granado's drive, gloved by Rayom. And in 1980, when Karen Bai was 9 years old, she watched the Olympics. Got caught up in the miracle on ice. Bill Baker became her favorite player because he wore number 6. He scored a big goal in the early win at those Olympic Games against Sweden. Well, Bill Baker was made aware of the fact that Karen Bai has idolized him by Mark Rosen, a sportscaster in Minneapolis. And Mark Rosen today, before the game, delivered a good luck telegram from Bill Baker, now an oral surgeon in Minneapolis.
And here you can see one end, the goaltender gets the job done for Team USA and Teeding, and at the other end, it's Manon Rayom coming up huge late in the period. I've seen some nice skill in this game. Face-off wins, offense off it, 2-on-1 passing, great goaltending. It's been a marvelous first period.
There's the differences from the men, the size, the speed, the shot. But because there is no checking in this game, there is a lot more emphasis on skating.
I've seen some pretty good checking in this period.
There is no checking, quote unquote, in this game, but they do rely much more on the passing and the stick handling and the skill aspect.
Yeah, these women aren't holding back at all. Been well played.
38 seconds left in a scoreless first period.
Team Canada, one of the players, Botterill, their youngest player, her father is a sports psychologist, used to work with the New York Rangers. His son, a draft choice of the Dallas Stars. And then you've got Team USA. Peter Horble was brought in by Dave Ogren with the USA Hockey Group as a surprise to his players. He does a great job with the emotional balance of his club. Team USA is so calm. Ben Smith is such a calm coach, but you can sense that they really want to be calm for this particular game. Team Canada's coach, however, is a little more lively.
Shannon Miller, very outspoken. As a matter of fact, the Canadian coach guaranteed the gold medal for Canada before she left to come to the Olympics. That's typical of her brashness. Shannon Miller, the only woman to be a head coach of the 6 teams here at the Olympic Games. She's on leave from her job as a police officer in Calgary.
She was just looking up at the clock. There's 4 seconds to go. She should pull her goaltender right now and have the extra attacker for the face-off in the USA zone. Now, this is the left side of the goaltender teeting in Team USA's zone. They've been winning. Canada has been winning a lot of draws there and getting good offense from it. I mean, with 4 seconds to go, that's what I'd do. Obviously, she doesn't think that way, and she's the coach. Here you can see she's called one of her players back to have a talk. That was Judy Diddick. Manon Rhéaume stays in. And we have the face-off. Suna Harris, she got beat on that draw nicely by Malesko. Good job defensively by AJ.
They send AJ Malesko out for a lot of important face-offs in their own end. She's their best on face-offs. No score. After the first period, it's the women's ice hockey gold medal game from Big Hat.
So it remains scoreless after one period, play at a high level. In their previous encounter at these Olympics, the tone was very physical with 48 minutes in penalties. But in this one, you had the sense the teams were intensely focused, careful to avoid mistakes.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Ford, with a complete line of vehicles that are built to last.
Big Hat, the main hockey venue here at the 18th Olympic Winter Games. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, innovators of run-flat technology.
The first ever gold medal game in women's ice hockey at the Olympics. Second period action. No score. Sean McDonough and John Davidson at Big Hat. Angela Ruggiero in her own zone. Banked it ahead, Patricia Dunn. And the puck smothered by Fiona Smith, who fell down.
Just gotten word that the scheduled referee, the German, was not able to referee because of the flu that's hit a number of the officials. So they went the next best route and got the Canadian referee to work this game. It was a physical first period. Great goaltending by both Manon Rhéaume for Canada and Sarah Keating for Team USA. Shots were 9-8 Canada in that first period. Good scoring chances and great goaltending.
Patricia Dunn got it ahead to Cami Granato. Dunn heads for the net. Granato shot sticked aside by Rhéaume. And Granato blocked the clearing effort. And a quick change by the Americans. And a penalty coming up. Tara Mounsey went heading for the net, and she was tripped. And the United States will go on a power play as Nancy Drolet goes off for tripping at 43 seconds of the second period.
Good effort by Mounsey, who's been troubled by the knee. Look at her move in from the blue line. Keep the puck way out in front of her and keep the legs going. Ooh, boy, you know what? She went down on her own. The referee from the angle thought that it was Drolet that tripped her up, and Drolet's got a legitimate beef here. You can see that Mounsey was reaching for the puck and stumbled and went down on her own. So for Team USA, a good chance to take advantage of a break.
Drolet in the penalty box. United States on the power play. Karen By again moves back to play a point. Lori Baker up front of the power play. Shelley Looney and Katie King. Baker for Looney. Played collegiately at Northeastern University in Boston. By tried to feed it back to Looney. Looney was spinning toward the net. Baker down low. Looney out in front and through Katie King. And the puck cleared out by Sunahara. Knocked out of midair nicely by Mounsey. And By shoots it in. Player in the penalty box. Drolet scored the game-winning goal at the World Championships last year for Canada in overtime. Most dramatic moment in the brief history of women's international hockey. Drolet's overtime game winner that made it 4-3 Canada in front of their home crowd in Kitchener, Ontario. By with a minute left on the power play.
USA bench telling their players they want to go high on Rhéaume, the goaltender. She's taking away the low shots, the low portion of the net. They want to shoot high, get it up top.
Granato. Amy backhanded in deep to Jenny Schmidgel. Now Julian walks out in front. Rhéaume stopped it. And Therese Bresson trying to clear it, shot it into the bench area.
When you work the power play, you try to, with a one-person advantage, you try to isolate a 3-on-2 if you possibly can. Now, if we stop it right here, you can see the 3 Team USA women and the 2 Canadians killing the penalties. So you're isolating 3-on-2. Now watch the eventual play where they want to try and hit the pass right across there. But you can see the pass didn't click. So that's all a set play on the power play. Outnumber your opponent on one side of the ice and then try to find the person open on the other side for the slam dunk.
Tammy Granato sent it back to the far post, and it was played away. And the Canadians looked to break short-handed, but Fiona Smith was stopped on the rush. No score. Just more than 2 minutes played in the second period. Tammy Granato had the puck stripped by Jana Hefford. Hefford trying to kill time. Gretchen Julian pulled it out of the pile. Sue Mers, Sandra White in the circle. Julian scores! Gretchen Julian makes it 1-0 Team USA.
There was only 5 seconds to go on the power play. Droulet was in the box. Team USA takes advantage of the opportunity on the power play. Good effort getting the puck into the zone, and then a good effort recovering it. Tammy Granato working along the boards. And you can see Laura Schuler was there. The puck is put back down low, and up high went the shot. This is what the coaches were telling the players. Julian up top, right over the shoulder. You can see Penorium down, the puck right up over top. Good coaching from the bench and good information from our Darren Pang over there.
Lisa Brown-Miller banks it out. Bear in mind, Gretchen Julian is the player whom Ben Smith cut before their trip to Finland a couple of years ago, and he reluctantly invited her back to try out for the Olympic team as one of 40 players because her college coach was a friend and implored him to do so. Here's another great chance. Chris Bailey was stopped by Rayon. Julian the goal on the power play at 2:38 from Sandra White and Sue Mers. Now here's a break. Haley Wickenheiser out in front, a little bit too far in front of Danielle Goyette. Two of the best forwards for Canada on that rush. But the pass just a little bit too far in front of Goyette. Wickenheiser, known as an outstanding passer. One criticism of herself is that perhaps she doesn't shoot the puck often enough. White with the deflection. Lisa Brown-Miller shoots it in. The Americans change up. 1-0 Team USA early in the second period. Nystrom along the wing. Into the far corner. Up from the point, Becky Keller. Now a centering pass back to Keller from Nystrom. And Keller turned it over to Tricia Dunn. Dunn, 2-on-3 as the Americans are in the midst of a change. Dunn had her flip to the net. Played by the blocker of Rayon. Blahoski, a centering pass down low. Baker's shot wound up on the stick of Blahoski, and she put it right on Rayon.
Team USA having a good run here. Bailey was close to making it 2-0, and Rayon is keeping their team in it. Team USA up 1-0 on a power play. This is right after the power play. There's a kick save by Manon Rayon as Chris Bailey very, very close to making it 2-0. Rayon has been outstanding. She's keeping Canada in it right now.
And she was cut from the Canadian team before the World Championships last year. Coach Miller thought her play was inconsistent. She came back to the program in the fall, and in November was named one of the 2 goaltenders along with Leslie Redden. For the Canadians, nearly 5 minutes played. In the second period, shots on goal in this period 6-0 in favor of Team USA. Julian pulled down. Schmidl back to the line to Mers. She got her signals crossed with Moseshin. Moseshin, a great play to keep it in. Vicky Moseshin dumped it off. And the pass was intended for her, but she was hustling back to play the point. Moseshin out of Providence College. He's been dating for a long time Chris Lamorello, the son of Lou Lamorello, the general manager of Team USA on the men's side, and also the general manager of the New Jersey Devils in the National Hockey League. Chris Bailey to take away. Bailey centers. It was deflected by Therese Brisson. Into the corner. Brisson pushed Lisa Brown-Miller into the boards. Now Malesko took a check in the corner. Brisson fell down. And now she has the puck back from France Saint Louis.
We're talking about Moseshin coming back from a spiral fracture to the leg. It's a terrible fracture, 24 hours a day rehab. The commitment by the women on both these teams to be away from their families, to come back from injuries, just to point to one thing, and that was a gold medal game in Nagano, and we're seeing a good one.
For these women, this is the highlight of their athletic life. Gretchen Julian, who scored the goal, was involved in a story Ben Smith related to us before the game. He said, yesterday we had our last practice. We were in the locker room taking our skates off. Gretchen Julian said, well, that's it for me. My last hockey practice ever. It'll be her last game, and she has scored a goal for Team USA, the only goal in the game to this point. As the Americans have a 1-0 lead. 6.5 minutes played. Second period. Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser to the forehand, and Teating made a big stop. Now Haley Wickenheiser again. Trying to make a move on Merge. Wickenheiser circled, her pass deflected out of the zone. Big play by Tara Mounsey.
Wickenheiser only 19 years of age, but she may be the best forward in the game.
Her drive just wide of the far post.
You know, Sean, she's a power forward, big, hard to stop when she gets to the net. Teating made a big save on her, but very dangerous. And I think it's one player to watch every time she gets on the ice is Haley Wickenheiser.
On the rush, Jennifer Bottle was stopped. And the puck played nicely off the boards by Katie King to Lori Baker. Those two have played on the same line for a long time on the USA national team, and they really work together beautifully. Bailey. Down to 12.5 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 Team USA. Heaney a drive deflected by Baker. Bouncing puck. Bottle and Baker battle. And Colleen Mosession poked it out. Vicky Mosession's made a number of big plays for the American women. Now Chris Bailey. Bailey celebrated her 26th birthday at the start of the Olympics here in Nagano, and her teammates surprised her with a big cake.
More from the 18th Olympic Winter Games after this message and a word from your local station.
Drafting,
slashing,
misconduct,
statistics, data,
technology. Information is becoming part of the game. People want more and more access so they can be more effective.
Technology is not boring,
technology is exciting.
but it's definitely more boring than the hockey game.
Welcome back to CBS coverage of the 18th Olympic Winter Games.
Canada looking for the equalizer. Francois Louis fell down in the slot. And it's a 3-on-3 break. Looney dumped it back. Lisa Brown-Miller had her shot blocked. Out into the neutral zone.
A lot of USA chanting here. The USA women seem to be getting more support here than the USA men are in this building.
Cassie Campbell, the defenseman leading the rush, tried to center. Angela Ruggiero blocked it. Ruggiero with tremendous ability. Just 18 years old. Ben Smith says he's a tremendous natural athlete. He said if she had taken up tennis when she was 6 years old, she'd be battling Martina Hingis right now to be the best tennis player in the world.
As long as she doesn't hit too much. She loves to hit people. And that's a no-no in this one.
Danielle Goyette takes it to the forehand, and Teating made another good save on a high wrist shot. Out shoulder high. Beating the goaltender from Dartmouth College. In addition to her hockey skills, she also participates in their orchestra. She plays the cello. Here comes Wickenheiser. After a chance for the United States, Wickenheiser stopped by Colleen Coyne. A bank pass by Dunn, ahead for White. Granado got knocked down from behind. Colleen Coyne in deep. 1-0 Team USA. Granado shot it wide with Rayom sliding over. Now Baker trying to center. She's pinned against the boards and taken down by Cassie Campbell.
This game is getting better as it moves along. The pace is quickening. You can sense the urgency.
More than midway through the game now. 9:25 remaining in the second period. Great chance again for Blahoski. And she was denied at point-blank range by Manon Rayom.
And a great setup by Baker. Rayom was there, keeps her team in it. Moments ago it was Teating. Here's Goyette with a top corner shot right off the shoulder of Sarah Teeting. Granato set up, tries to elevate the puck. And you can see it's shot about 3 inches wide of the goal post as Manon moved out. There's the setup. That was by Katie King. I apologize. It was not Lori Baker. Katie King setting it up to Blahosky. And these two goaltenders, man, talk about coming up big in a big game. Both have gotten it done.
Off the draw, Schmidgel rolled it toward the crease. Poked in the corner by Drolet. 1-0 Team USA. Nancy Drolet. Right to Jennifer Bonneville off the boards. Not out. Sent back along the boards to Ruggiero. She centers. And it's blocked out in front of the net by Therese Brisson. Brisson is a professor of kinesiology at the University of New Brunswick. And the puck in the crease covered by Sarah Teeting.
Great job on the back check by Julian on the, what you call the weak side, the side of the ice where the puck is not. And as you look, she's getting some high fives from her teammates. On the back check, you have to pick up people that don't have the puck. There she is. She sees who she has to go and get. Watch her go wide, and that allows the defenseman to move into the middle. Look at her. Look at her. What a great job. There's another great job, and that's back checking at its best. Very well coached, and I think her parents should be very proud of that job. And you can see the great Greta, number 22. Isn't that great?
Gretchen Julian, youngest of 5 children, born in Connecticut. Lives in Manchester, Massachusetts now. She started out figure skating at age 5 because she is the youngest of 5 children. She would get hand-me-down skates, and one time when she had to choose a pair of skates, she took her brother's hockey skates, which was her way of telling her parents she wanted to play hockey, and ditched the figure skating. She started playing hockey at age 6.
Danielle Goyette's dad used to take the figure skates that were hand-me-downs and shave the picks off so that she could play hockey. There's a lot of stories here with these women that are playing in this game. A lot of these women have lost some of their parents due to different diseases and such, and a lot of them playing in this game looking to inspiration, thinking about what their parents have done for them in the past.
Cassie Campbell, a nice rush. She dumped it back into traffic, and the wrist shot right on, and another big save by Teeting as Therese Brisson let one go, or check that. It was Jana Hefford, number 16, not Brisson, number 6.
A good shot, good catching glove save, and a good pass here, as you see. Taking the puck off the skate. Oh, that catching glove save. That's just terrific stuff.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by, to ease your nighttime pain and help you sleep safely, rest easy. It's Tylenol PM. And by UPS, Worldwide Olympic Partner.
Ben Smith made an interesting point. We talked to him about the fact that they played Canada so many times, and he thinks that really helped Team USA because Canada has dominated women's hockey for a long time. Vicky Mosession's drive was deflected and kicked out by Rayon. He said it proved to our team that we could beat Canada, and it also, perhaps more importantly, put seeds of doubt in the Canadian players' minds about if they really are the best in the world.
I've been watching Shannon Miller, the Canadian coach, and she's a tough coach. She's real tough. She's been really positive on the bench. She's trying to find a way to get her team to get a little more offense. This has been a game in which her goaltender, Manon Rhéaume, has been very good, as has Sarah Teeting. Canada's had a lot of scoring chances too, but I sense that the Canadian bench, she does not want to get into the mood where she's going to get rough and tough and be a killer coach. She's more into let's be positive and try and get things going. Manon Rhéaume's brother, by the way, Pascal, is a hockey player playing with the St. Louis Blues right now. I asked Manon what she was going to do after the Olympics were over. I don't know, a couple of weeks off and see what happens, she said.
She lives in California now, playing some roller hockey out there. She loves living in California. San Luis stopped on the rush, and the puck cleared the length of the ice. Race for the puck. Cassie Campbell gets there ahead of A.J. Molesto. On San Luis. Retake down to 6 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 Team USA. McCormick shoved against the boards by Colleen Coyne. Still held against the boards, and a penalty coming up on Coyne. She finished the check and then some, and that didn't go undetected. So Canada goes to the power play as Coyne goes off for holding at 14:09 of the second.
Catherine McCormick, the Canadian player along the board. Just watch her feet. She's held up nicely. The puck shoveled ahead of her. Just watch her feet. Look at her legs. Look at her legs. That's the effort that the referee finally said she was impeded. That's an interference call. And Colleen Coyne sits in the penalty box. The USA goal in this game is on the power play, so Team Canada now goes on their second. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
They're 0 for 1. Colleen Coyne from East Falmouth, Massachusetts, in the penalty box. Canadians on the power play. Jana Hefford back to the line to Geraldine Heaney. Back for Hefford. And the puck poked out. Nice play by Angelo Giro. Hefford carries back in for Canada. Goes to the corner with Chris Bailey. Now Sunahara. Pulled it away from her Giro. Sunahara goes down. Hefford. And a whistle from the linesman for a hand pass.
And since that was the Canadian team that did that, the faceoff comes outside the zone. And both teams will change the units. The penalty killers go off. The power players go off. Let's watch and see the hand pass. Canada's the one right there. As you see, Vicky Sunahara. You know, when she got here, her ancestral family from 35 miles within this area, when she first got here, 100 interview requests. The Japanese wanted to meet and greet. Imagine what it would have been like for Paul Correa if he would have been able to play in the tournament.
Minute 15 left of the power play. Wickenheiser fanned as she was sizing up a wrist shot. Session didn't get it out of the zone. But now it's carried out in a one-on-one break for Julian, with Cassie Campbell defending. Julian went through Campbell, and Rayom smothered the puck.
Cassie Campbell was the only person back, and Rayom knew that she had to slow things down. A little rolling puck here at first. As you see, Campbell's got the stick in front. This is a nice move. Right through the legs with the puck and around with the body. Only there was no ice left.
.101 left on the Canada power play. The United States has had the edge in play in this one. Team USA has a 1-0 lead. Canada sets up the breakout. Judy Diddick played it ahead with Karen Nystrom. Cross for Brisson, mopped over her stick. Reese Brisson, the handoff in the corner for Drolet. Back at the line, it was not kept in by Diddick. The Canadians need to clear the zone simultaneously. Do 28 seconds left in the back to Colleen Coyne. Nystrom in the corner. Has trouble with the puck. Lisa Brown-Miller applying pressure. Brisson a shot. Just wide. She was looking for a tip from Drolet. Drolet's pass picked off. And the puck shot out through the neutral zone by Chris Bailey, and just 8 seconds remaining on the penalty to Coyne. At the line, Sunahara. His father Dave, the late Dave Sunahara, of Japanese ancestry, and he introduced Vicky to the game, and she was very young. At age 1.5, they play games in the basement of hockey, and Dave Sunahara used to tape them on audio cassettes. He passed away when Vicky was 7. Had a heart attack while playing tennis, and she wants to remember her dad. She still listens to those audio cassettes from when he was alive, when she was very young.
She's a good football player, too. Loves to play football. Cordell Stewart, the quarterback, is her idol. Not a hockey player.
Mers shoots it in. 3:10 remaining in the second period. Women's ice hockey gold medal game. 1-0 Team USA. The drive from the point by Mers off the blocker of Rayom. And it's cleared to the neutral zone by Lori Dupuis. Mers makes a move. Now King dumps it back for Baker. Back for King. A little bit too hot to handle. Stacey Wilson. Nice pass ahead. Jana Hefford. 1-on-1. Working on Mosession. Down she goes on a penalty here. Vicky Mosession trying to stop Hefford from going in alone. Tripped up Hefford.
Yeah, the thing on this play is when you dive, you have to get the puck first. If you don't get the puck first to get the leg, as you see it happen there, it then becomes tripping. Power play on the way back.
Vicky Mosession in the penalty box for tripping at 17-22. She's 25 years old from Lexington, Massachusetts, a graduate magna cum laude from Providence College with a degree in marketing and business administration. Canada looking for the tying score. The Canadians down 1-0 in the final minutes of period 2. Centering pass. Teeding saw that coming and sticked it away from Wickenheiser, who was all alone at the top of the crease. Karen Bai tried to move in. She got checked by Stacy Wilson.
Sean, when you say all alone like that, that's the goaltender's job. That's the goaltender's check, and Sarah Teeding used her stick.
A weak flip on net. I'm not sure that's what Stacy Wilson intended. It was kind of a harmless flutter ball, and Teeding made the easy glove save.
You'll see Teeding here. She knows that there's a person in front. Her job is to use her goal stick. That's a great job. Goaltenders have to read plays. Anytime the puck goes through the goal crease itself, the goaltender should be using the goal stick to deflect the passes, and she did a great job on the play.
Sarah Teeding, in addition to playing the cello at Dartmouth, is studying neurobiology. And she hopes to pursue a career in medicine. Her mom, Pat, is a neuroscience professor. Her brother, Jonathan, is in med school at the University of Chicago. And Dad, Bill, is a lawyer. Has to be a lawyer in every family.
Stacy Wilson from Canada a moment ago. She took that flip shot. She teaches biology. So maybe they can get together here after the Olympics.
1:59 left, second period. 1:20 on the Canada power play. Team USA leads 1-0. Trish Brisson had her flip toward the net, blocked and cleared out by Trisha Dunn. Dunn played collegiately at the University of New Hampshire. Puck was overskated, and that gives Sandra White a chance to kill a little time. 1 minute left on the power play. Burst of speed for Drolet, and she shot it over the net. Ruggiero bounces it to the line, not out. Judy Giddick kept it in. Ruggiero intercepted that pass with great anticipation and puts it back to the Canada end. 42 seconds left on the power play for Team Canada. Bailey stopped the play in the neutral zone for Team USA. Sent in deep by Sunahara. Bailey drives at the length of the ice. Good penalty killing now by the Americans.
Yeah, this is 2 in a row late in the period with Canada trailing by 1. The penalty killing excellent. USA there close to getting caught on a change. They have to go past center ice from their end zone to make a change here in the second period. And that was a close call. Ends up being an icing call against Canada with 19 seconds to go on the minor penalty and only 57 seconds to go here in the second period in a 1-goal game.
4 world championships have been played in women's ice hockey. Canada has won all 4.
What's interesting about that is for Team USA, on all 4 of those, they had to line up on the blue line after the tournament and listen to old Canada. They want to change it here. For the Canadian women, they've never lost a major tournament. They want to continue their streak and to be able to listen to old Canada after this game.
The fact of the matter is, in this tournament, the Americans have played better.
Yeah, they have. I think it all started with a 3 Nations tournament in Lake Placid during the Christmas holidays when Team USA won, and they really, at that time, felt that they could compete and win against Canada. The Canadians have a great team. Team USA has built their program up, and it is very close. This is the 15th game, Sean. Each has won 7 going into this one.
In those battles in recent years, the Americans have gotten closer and closer. The scores against Canada used to be very one-sided. And the players are quick to credit Ben Smith because not only has he helped them tactically with strategy, but their individual skill level has increased so much player by player because of the work that he and Tom Much have done with them in numerous practice sessions.
He'll stick with the team, and then after this tournament, he'll be going to St. Paul, Minnesota for the 85 high school teams that will be there for their annual high school tournament. And boy, that'll be fun to watch. Well, we've had a fun time here through 2 periods. Goaltending excellence with both Manon Rhéaume for Canada, who's only allowed 1 goal, and Sarah Teeding for Team USA. Fabulous stuff.
Welcome back to our studio at the International Broadcast Center, everyone. I'm Andrea Joyce along with Bill McAtee. So the score after 2 periods, Team USA 1, Canada 0.
This guy has a very simple job. See the puck, stop the puck. See the puck, stop the puck. Puck, bad. Glove, good. Simple. Just like
AT&T One Rate International. 1 low rate per country on calls from home anytime.
Yes, exactly. So what you're basically saying... Playing hockey, talking at the same time? Bad.
One low rate per country, anytime. The AT&T One Rate International Plan.
Welcome back to CBS coverage of the 18th Olympic Winter Games.
1-0 Team USA as the third period in the women's gold medal game is underway. Hayley Wickenheiser for Canada. Badgered by Cami Granato, one of the best women's players in the world in that battle, and a shot wide of the net. And Fiona Smith battles for Canada along the near board. Wickenheiser had it poked away by Sandra White. White's a graduate of Harvard in Saugus, Massachusetts. He goes into the corner and has the puck stripped by Stacey Wilson. Now Fiona Smith spins back. Puck played back toward the corner by Katie King. Now Lori Baker pushed into the boards. Alana Blahoski takes a bump from Wilson. Fiona Smith couldn't move it past Baker, and there's a takedown that went uncalled. Clearly a case of holding, but no whistle. And Sarah Teeting swept the puck away from her teammate Mounsey. Now a centering pass, and Nancy Drolet fan with Teeting scrambling to get back into the net. Nystrom couldn't stop the puck along the far boards. Judy did. Now the pass comes back for a wrister by Drolet. Rebound free. And cleared from harm's way by Blahoski. Now King looks to break. One-on-one with Diddick. King fanned on it. A long shift for this line. King might be a little bit tired. Campbell turned the puck over to Jenny Schmidgall. He got pinned by Drolet. Schmidgall moved out of the pile. Now Karen Bai goes for a wrist shot, deflected into the near corner. 1-0 Team USA. Almost 2 minutes played in the third period. Drolet, sharp pass. Nice fake by Karen Nystrom, but then she lost the puck to Vicky Mosession.
You can sense Canada a little bit urgent here. They were outplayed in the first 2 periods. They know it's on the line, and they picked their game up a little bit.
Gretchen Julian has been a standout for Team USA. She has the only goal in this game. She slid it in behind the net. Here comes Geraldine Heaney, who was born in Northern Ireland. Grew up in the Toronto area. Ruggiero around the boards. Banked out by Lisa Brown-Miller. 2.5 minutes played. Lisa Brown-Miller got upended. The puck wound up on the stick of Bailey, and Chris shot it wide. Now Ruggiero up from the point, looking for a tip. And that went wide through some traffic. Lisa Brown-Miller into the corner for A.J. Malesko. Malesko pinned in the corner, manages to move the puck. Now she's held off by Sudahara. Here's a centering pass, and Lisa Brown-Miller got the end of her stick on it. It hopped straight up in the air. And Jana Hefford breaks back. One-on-one, working on Chris Bailey. Hefford a backhand. Teeting the save, and the rebound came loose. And it wound up in the stands.
Hefford a little slow getting up. She went heavily into the boards after Teeting comes up with another big one. The puck was behind her, and she turned around and got the puck away. Look at this backhand shot. Watch the puck. It's down. It's between her legs. It's around her, and she swings her leg and kicks the puck away. A great effort by Hefford as she went wide, and then she went down hard and banged into the backboards, but appears to be okay. Darren Pang.
You know, between periods, JD, you mentioned that Team Canada was out a little bit late. They got some inspiration from 2 members of the men's team from Team Canada. Both Brendan Shanahan and Joe Sakic delivered a pretty inspirational speech there to get Team Canada going here for the third.
Yeah, you can sense that Canada's come out with a little more pizzazz to their game. By the way, 22 Hefford, when she went in and fell hard into the boards, the referee went over and put her hair back, not 22, that's Wickenheiser, but hair back down inside her jersey. Your hair is not allowed to cover your name in the Olympics.
Here's Wickenheiser. Ahead for Danielle Goyette. Leading goal scorer in the Olympic tournament. Denied by Teeting at the near post. Now a terrible turnover and a great save by Teeting. On a blistering shot by Therese Brisson. Sarah Teeting picking a great night to have one of the best games of her life. Mosession along the near boards. Pinned in the corner by Wilson. Wickenheiser got chopped down. Here comes Sandra White. Granato trying to join the rush, but Cami looks tired. White centered for Granato, and it was broken up by Judy Diddick. Diddick along to the near boards. 15 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this one. 1-0 Team USA. Ruggiero center, a little bit too far in front of Katie King. Baker sent it back behind the net. Cassie Campbell left it to a vacant corner. Katie King's there for Team USA. Now a pass back to the point for Ruggiero. She lets one go. Blocked out in front by Rayom. Now King back to the line. Chris Bailey, a one-timer. Blocked in the circle by Campbell. And she looks to break out with Nystrom. Pass a little bit in front of Nystrom. Bailey and Nystrom collide. And undoubtedly, the referee will let them play here in the third period. Might see a little more contact allowed given the circumstance. Yulian, a shot through a screen, and Rayom made the stop.
Some information from Darren Pang. Ben Smith wants Team USA's defense to close the gap. Too much room between the forwards and defensemen. Teeding, watch this. She closes down the short side. The puck goes wide, and then there's going to be a turnover. Here's another look at the same save. A short side shot by Goyette that Teeding made the save on. Oh, look at that catch and glove save there. Teeding sensational. Teeding, when she went to college at Dartmouth, she wasn't happy with the fact that sometimes when they lost games, nobody'd be too concerned about it. So she was going to quit hockey, period, but she got invited to the national team, decided to come back, and right now having the game of her life.
Down the wing goes Kathy McCormick. She tried to throw it in front. Sarah Teeding, like so many of these women, a great natural athlete. I was chatting with Tom Much, Ben Smith's assistant coach, about Teeding. He said, I'll give you an example of what kind of athlete she is. She's one of these people, when you play ping pong against her, she stands 20 feet behind the end of the table.
I like to hear that. As far as goaltenders go, Sean, that's good stuff.
You always have been partial to the goalies.
Oh, these two here, this is a show.
Certainly has been. Great work at each end by Rayom and Teeding. Karen By dumps in for Team USA. And the Americans change lines. Picking down to 14 minutes remaining in the first Olympic women's ice hockey gold medal game. And it has been a thing of beauty. No session. Forced back into her own zone. Now a rolling puck. Dribbled away from Lori Dupuis. Shelley Looney's pass was deflected. And regrouping is Chris Bailey. Up the middle, A.J. Malesko has some room. Malesko goes for the shot, deflected over the net by Becky Keller. Looney flying into the near boards to the forecheck. Malesko had it deflect off her stick into the circle. Geraldine Heaney, the defenseman, knocked down as she moved down the slot.
Now there's Sean, the gap was closed. The forwards were back, the defenseman could stand up, and the Canadian players had no room. That's closing the gap. The coach getting the job done to his team.
Team USA a decided edge in play in the second period. The shots were 11-4, but the Canadians now forcing the issue here in the third. Drolet passed off to Botterill, back out in front, and Drolet was pitchforked down by Angela Ruggiero, a key defensive play. Ruggiero had her pass sent to Granato by White. Granato sent it into the corner, and that's an icing call. We'll return to the gold medal game in a moment.
Closed captioning proudly provided by Northwest Airlines. Some people just know how to fly. The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Northwestern Mutual Life. Have you heard from the quiet company? And by the new Dodge. It's about change.
This is one of the spiritual landmarks in Japan, Nagano's Zenkoji Temple. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, innovators of run-flat technology. Now let's rejoin Sean McDonough and John Davidson.
And the fans have been boisterous here at the Olympics for both the men and the women. Are really trying to get their team going.
Grace Brisson, a nice move. Her shot deflected. And it winds up in the corner with Vicky Mosession. Mosession lost the puck. Danielle Goyette down low for Wickenheiser and broken up by Chris Bailey. They have been very solid on defense tonight for Team USA. Goyette Trying to move it away from Bailey. Now here's a chance for Drolet. Drolet in. Free puck. Oh, it went all the way to the goal line, but not in. Wickenheiser sent it into the corner. Bailey moves out of the crowd. You get the sense that the American women are hanging on here just a little bit, and still a long way to go. 12 minutes left.
Always be aware of the Wickenheiser line for Canada.
Campbell walking in. Another terrific defensive play by Mosession. Bailey backhands it out. The American team scrambling at its own zone. They go to change and could get caught. Botterill trying to get around the defense and did. Botterill still circling. Throws it in the crease and Keating smothers it.
Youngest player on Team Canada, Botterill, trying to wrap around, and Keating makes a save. Team USA pressure's on right now. Look at this as Drolet goes wide. She looks, she looks, she looks. There's no hole. Keating went down early. Where's the puck? Oh, baby. Can you believe that? Wickenheiser missed the puck. She had an open net.
A huge play there as it was about to go across the line.
Look at the speed of Drolet moving in. Now Wickenheiser on the other side just fanned on the puck, and then there's Mosession making the play. Keating down early. The puck got by her, and right there, the puck near the goalpost. Oh, gosh. What an effort by both teams.
Team Canada with 6 scoring chances in this period. None for Team USA. Gretchen Julian, the only goal of the game. In the second period, it came on a power play. She banked it ahead for Team USA. Jana Hefford a long pass. Played back by Colleen Coyne. To Julian. Now Jenny Schmidgel fanned as she tried to sweep it in. Puck turned over to Mounsey. The play is onside. Mounsey a drive, deflected over the net. Now Becky Keller. Played it off for Heaney. And a nice move in the neutral zone by Jana Hefford. Angela Ruggiero rock solid again on defense. Over to take the puck away. Now Jenny Schmidgel, 19-year-old from Edina, Minnesota. She supported her own hockey career by having a paper route. She'd get up every morning at 4:30 to deliver newspapers to help pay for her hockey career. Now Heaney. Tried to make a drag move around Ruggiero. Nothing is getting past Ruggiero on the American defense, including her teammate A.J. Malesko, who just ran into her.
Oh, and here's a penalty. Players falling all over the place. Canada gets called here as Goyette is going to get called for. It's a roughing signal is what the referee gives. And it's a body checking penalty. They give the roughing signal that the men use, slapping the hand into the fist. That means it's body checking. And you can see here in the neutral zone, bang,
no question.
Goyette just took the body. Now, Team USA has a power play to deal with.
One out of 2 on the power play tonight, including the only goal of the game by Gretchen Julian. Tara Mounsey sends it into the corner, and she continues it after it, leaving just by out at the point. Katie King back to Karen By into the circle, and she shot it over the net. Might have been deflected over by Brisson. Mounsey couldn't keep it in. It's shot down the ice by Drolet, and Canada changes its penalty killing unit. Katie King to the line, a little bit too far ahead of Granato, and that'll be an icing call against Team USA with 9:42 remaining in the third period. Team USA has a 1-0 lead. They're on the power play when we come back.
Postcard from Nagano, sponsored by Motrin RB, prescription proven power.
Face off to the right of Teating. And the attempted shot right off the face-off by Laura Schuler didn't do any damage. Jenny Schmidgel couldn't handle the puck in center ice. Vicky Sunahara throws it back in. Not much on this power play to this point for Team USA. 1 minute remaining with the extra player advantage. Schmidgel Stops at the bottom of the face-off circle. Schmidl back to the line to Sue Mers. Mers from Greenwich, Connecticut. Send it in deep for Julian. Schmidl left it for Julian. A centering pass and a goal! Tipped in by Shelley Looney.
Shelley Looney sat and stood at the side of the goal net out of the crease and waited patiently. This power play has scored 2 goals for Team USA in this game. And what a patient power play this was. They finally got set up. And they finally got the chance to look. Look at there. There's Looney waiting. Patient. And the U.S. club is working this side of the ice, outnumbering Team Canada. Now you see the puck into the middle. Bang, bang. Oh, man, what a pass that was. From Sandra White down low. Right here. Look at White's pass. And there's Looney banking the puck off of Manon Rhéaume for the goal. That is as well as executed a power play goal as you'll ever find.
Shelley Looney set up beautifully by White. Mers also given an assist. Team USA now has a much more comfortable 2-0 lead with under 9 minutes remaining. Shelley Looney now lives in Boston. She was born in Trenton, Michigan, attended Northeastern University in Boston. And her roommate at Northeastern and close friend is Laura Schuler, who plays on the Canadian team.
The classic, her younger brother as a 4-year-old quit hockey. He hated wearing some of the equipment, so she grabbed his equipment. And she put it on and decided to become a hockey player. She played with the boys until she was 12 years of age. To the girls.
Was the player who, at the World Championships in the gold medal game against Canada last year, dove in front of a Canada shot late and fractured her cheekbone in 3 places and still wanted to come out and play in the final seconds, but the game ended before she could get back in the game.
Celebration on Team USA's bench as the second goal to give them the 2-0 lead, their second power play goal in the game. The first power play that Team USA got was a break. It was a questionable call, and they took advantage of it and deserved full marks. The second power play goal was a legitimate call where Goyette threw a body check in the neutral zone, got called, and Team USA took advantage of it.
Colleen Coyne lost the puck. Centering pass. Sunahara looking for Hefford. Hefford was tied up out in front of the net. Katie King banked it off the boards to herself and finds skating room at center ice. And a play offside. There's another check.
Man.
After the whistle as Blahoski got leveled by Lori Dupuy, and this time no call.
That was as good as an open ice check. That looked like Mironov the other night for the Russians hitting Yager of the Czech Republic and knocking him out of the game. And I think Canada's very fortunate here. That was a call that there's no hitting here. This was a real banging, hard body check away from the puck. Just right here. Boom!
Yeah, that should be called.
Man, and that wasn't called, and on we go.
2-0 Team USA. We approach 8 minutes remaining. Cassie Campbell got it to the top of the crease. Teeting sticked it away. Just joining us, Sarah Teeting has been brilliant tonight. Cassie Campbell still down behind the play. Julian's long shot wide. Karen By in deep. By wrapped up by Diddick. By fell down. The puck worked free to Julian. Back at the line with Giro. Giro's smart to get rid of it quickly. Doesn't want to turn it over up high with a team protecting a 2-goal lead. There's a high stick up on By from Drolet. And By turned it over. Judy Diddick.
Here comes the Wickenheiser line for Canada. This is a huge shift for Canada with time running down 2 goals. And Wickenheiser has the ability, and she's been, I think, Canada's strongest forward here in the third.
Goyette ahead to Haley Wickenheiser. 1-on-2. Working on Chris Bailey. She shot it off the side of the net. Angela Ruggiero there to sweep it around the near boards. And back down into the Canada end. Looney racing after Fiona Smith. 7 minutes remaining. 2-0 Team USA in the women's gold medal game. Mounsey. Glove save Rhéaume. And she held onto the puck with Looney right there.
More from the 18th Olympic Winter Games after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back to CBS coverage of the 18th Olympic Winter Games.
6 minutes remaining. Team USA with a 2-0 lead. A pass from Baker looking for King. Those two seem to know where the other is at every second of the game. Drolet has Botterill trailing, tried to dump it back for Jenny Botterill, and it was broken up. Now Nystrom pinned against the boards by Bai, and Mo Sessions scales it around to the far side. 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this gold medal game.
Smart play by King. She got to center ice, fired the puck down for a line change, but did not do it from her side of center ice, so there would have been icing against her team. Very smart little play just to keep the play alive for her team.
Boy, that Goyette penalty really changed the complexion of this third period. Canada was buzzing around Keating. Now they've lost all momentum after the big goal.
That is spark that they had, knowing that Brendan Shanahan and Joe Sakic talked to Team Canada between periods. They came out flying.
And the play offside as it was carried across by Stacey Wilson. Danielle Goyette was in the zone ahead of the play.
This morning, Team Canada did not practice here at the Big Hat. Team USA did. And at the end of their practice, Ben Smith called all the players to center ice. They all got down on one knee, and they were just listening to him as though he was the answer. And I asked Ben Smith after what he said to his players. He said, well, I got to tell you, I had an old friend of mine who taught me a lesson. He said, I related it to the girls, and I said, it was about a golf course. When you're standing on the putting green, you don't hope that your opponent is going to miss his putt. You want him to make it, then you want yours to be put right in the cup on top of his. And that, what he was getting at is he wanted to see Team Canada play well, but he wanted to see his team play better. Therefore, you would have a great game that would sell women's hockey around the world. And I think he's done just that. His team has played a little better than Team Canada in this one, and the game itself has been fabulous.
Shunahara played it ahead to Hefford. She took a hit, and this will be a penalty against Tara Mounsey. Mounsey delivered a hit up high, a body check signal. And Canada gets a much-needed power play right when it seemed Team USA had this game firmly within its grasp.
Oh, Mounsey played the puck first. Then she got up and put her shoulder right into the chest of the Canadian player, and that's a penalty with 4:10 to go. The discipline of Team USA has been pretty good. That Mounsey there really used her body and leveled the player. So now Team Canada, this is just about it's imperative for them to get one here to be able to get back into the game. This is a huge power play, huge penalty kill.
Canadians 0 for 3 on the power play. They've generated 3 shots while having the extra player advantage. Wickenheiser centers and Goyette scores. Just 9 seconds into the power play, Canada converts and comes back to life.
This is a great power play goal too. Team Canada, a lot of the players skate back right now to Manon Rhéaume, the goaltender, and say, let's go, let's hang in there. This changes this game completely. The fans in Canada back into it. The players back into it. Right off the face-off, the puck will go down low behind the net. And Wickenheiser will move right in behind, and right in front, the coverage is not quick enough. Wickenheiser with a quick pass to Goyette. There's the hustling check that allowed Canada to recover the puck, and bang, it's in the net.
And as we come back to the live action, Goyette is in the corner for Canada. Now here's a chance, a centering pass for Wickenheiser, and it missed. Now Team USA back in the position of hanging on to a 1-goal lead. That was a huge penalty by Mounsey. 2 big penalties, one against each team here in the third. Some skating room for Cami Granato. White heads to the net. Granato had it taken away by Wickenheiser. 3.5 minutes left. Wickenheiser and Granato went down behind the play. They're both slow to get up.
Well, she's got the spunk of her brother, Tony Granato, who had to leave early and get back to California as he plays for the Sharks. But Cami went in hard. She's okay.
Collision at center ice. The puck came free to Alana Blahoski. Blahoski into the zone. 3:10 remaining. This is the women's ice hockey gold medal game. Team USA has a 2-1 lead over Canada. King sends it in deep, and the Americans will try to get it in deep as often as they can. Free puck, bottom of the circle, picked up by Cassie Campbell. The 24-year-old defenseman tripped up, and King dropped her stick, and there is no call on the Canada fans. Boo, the referee, who is from Canada.
Now that one could have been called. Team USA fortunate. Canada just got themselves a power play goal. You can't get caught reaching, Sean. You get caught reaching, your feet stop moving, and you'll take a penalty.
Free puck to the near boards. 2.5 minutes remaining. Campbell sends it cross ice to Judy Divitt. Got a stick on the pass, but it winds up on the stick of Cassie Campbell. She fanned as she tried to send it into the zone. Now a break opportunity. Julian, a nice move. Gretchen Julian with Schmidgall heading for the net. Julian sends it in behind the net. Nice play to stop it by Schmidgall.
Wickenheiser back on the ice. She's on the ice every second shift now for Canada, along with Goyette.
And the pass looking for Wickenheiser. Coyne, a nice play to break that up and slide it into the corner. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the gold medal game.
As Drolet, Goyette, and Wickenheiser. Wickenheiser's tired. She now goes off. They're getting a lot of ice time.
Here's Goyette. Her goal was her 8th of the Olympics. She's the leading goal scorer in the women's tournament. She scored in every game except the game played earlier in the tournament between these two teams. Walesko killing time in the corner.
Ken Smith yelling to his players, get the puck deep and eat it. In other words, when you get there, try to freeze it up for a face-off.
One minute, 20 seconds remaining. Here comes Danielle Goyette. Goyette rubbed into the boards and knocked down by Bailey. Lisa Brown-Miller shoots it around to the far side. She got knocked down behind the net. Centering pass right into the circle. Great save by Teating. Maybe a gold medal save by Teating on Stacey Wilson, who couldn't stop the puck at the blue line. Rayome still in the net. Under a minute to go. Teating out to smother the puck. With 54 seconds left. What a save by Teating a moment ago.
I have goose pimples. What a great shot. The Canadian coach, as you can see, want the timeout. Teating flashed out her right foot as she robbed Stacey Wilson. Look at this back pass by Nystrom. Quick shot, quick save. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. Dominic Hasek doesn't have quicker feet than that. Oh, what a save that was by Teating. She just took this low shot, kicked out her right foot, and keeps her team ahead by 1.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Nike and by AT&T, proud partner of the 1998 U.S. Olympic team.
When I invented me, the world went, what?
Women don't play hockey.
A place for me didn't even exist when I first came along. When the ice opens up in front of me wide and wild, I don't feel like a first, I don't feel like a guy, I just don't see anything in my way. When a woman wins, victory is passed around like cake. Everybody gets some, wallflowers and followers and fierce ruling divas alike. Play 'cause you love it, play 'cause you mean it, and win for a bigger world than the one you started in.
If you're chasing your dream, but want to stay in touch with the people who matter, now you can pull together the services you need to get the most out of your busy life. And get them all together now with one call from one company on one bill.
Playing for an Olympic medal has always been my dream.
All from AT&T.
You've delivered urgent documents, overnight packages, emergency supplies, but somehow this delivery seems more important. Today, you're delivering sports equipment donated by UPS through the UPS Olympic Sports Legacy Program, which helps kids around the world. Today, you delivered confidence. You delivered strength. You delivered tomorrow's champions.
Caressing the Olympic city of Nagano, a ring of tall, majestic mountains, the Japan Alps. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, innovators of run-flat technology. Again, we rejoin Sean McDonough and John Davidson.
Canadian coaching staff, you can see they've got the chalkboard out, or they're trying to develop a play for the face-off. Now, their team is a tricky face-off team. They've had some success getting shots off the face-off here in this game. And I would think if she pulls her goaltender, Rayome, they'll have 6 people on the ice. And the idea is if you have a face-off and there's a loose puck and you have the additional attacker, you've got to get to the loose puck. For Ben Smith, he's diagramming what he wants his team to do. Will he use Malesko? Who will he use for the face-off? You want to pull it back into the corner and then control it from that point.
There's the Granato family. What a wonderful scene here at Big Hat. The action has been scintillating and the fans have loved every second.
It's lively. It's been a great game. The goaltending's fabulous. But Oriol is at the Canadian bench. There'll be 6 attackers out there. Who does Ben Smith go with for the face-off? Teeding has been sensational, beaten once, and that was on the power play. Canada has won the majority of the face-offs, 33-22.
And it will be A.J. Malesko to take the huge face-off with Nancy Drolet.
Only one person back for Team Canada. Great job by Malesko.
She drew it back into the corner, went to play it herself, and now she's just trying to kill time. And the whistle blows with 46 seconds left.
Let me try and show you, Sean, what Canada wanted to do on the draw. What they wanted to do, now if we can just freeze it here, gang, they wanted to draw the puck back here. This is Wickenheiser. She was going to back up, and if the puck went back, she was going to take the pass and shoot it. But it never happened because Malesko was too good on the draw.
And they have the same formation on this face-off, and it's poked out of the zone by Karen Bai. Her stick's being held by Judy Diddick as she tries to go after it. Wickenheiser sent it out. Sandra White played it back. Mounsey shooting for an empty net, had it blocked. Bai up the board. Played along to Wickenheiser. 30 seconds remaining. Wickenheiser shot deflected high off the back glass by Ruggiero. Mounsey up the boards, not out. Kept in at the line by Brisson. Now it's shot out of the zone by Bai. 15 seconds left in regulation time of the gold medal game. A steal by Sandra White. White for the empty net. Goal!
You can see the emotions. Canada can't believe it. And you can see Sandra White, who scored the empty net goal. Sean, I was watching the bench when all this was happening. Cami Granato was on the bench. She was jumping up and down, and this was well before the empty net goal. She is the captain of Team USA, and this has to be the greatest feeling she's ever had. Unbelievable.
Sandra White puts it away. The empty netter with 8 seconds to go. And the first gold medals in the history of Olympic women's hockey go to the women of Team USA.
Sean, you gotta say thank you to both these teams. They barnstormed North America for months playing against one another. They competed. They put on shows in Vancouver at the All-Star game in the NHL. They had 15,000 people. They went to Calgary. They had 16,000 people. And they put on a show in every city they went to, in Canada, in the United States, and now over here. They have helped hockey, and we should say thank you. Congratulations, Team USA. And for Team Canada, you are champions too.
First ever victory for Team USA against Canada in an international competition. They had the wins in the exhibition season, and they had the win earlier in the Olympics, but they did not have one in the finals of an international competition till now. They couldn't have picked a better time to do it, and you're right, JD. 1990, there were 5,000 women and girls registered as hockey players with USA Hockey. This year, there are 23,000. You'd have to think this game means there will be thousands and thousands more girls who take up this sport.
And the previous 4 world championships, all won by Canada. The Canadians celebrated. They had to celebrate, and Team USA had to watch. This time it's role reversal to Shannon Miller, and to Ben Smith. These are two coaches who did a wonderful job with their clubs. We do have a gold medal winner, and that's Team USA. The empty netter will go to Sandra White as she moved over the blue line. Ben Smith's team were back at the bench, absolutely going crazy. Sandra White didn't miss. That's a 3-1 goal, the empty net goal to win it. The players will now shake hands. This was just a fabulous hockey game. The goaltending, flat out spectacular from start to finish. Sarah Teeting's, the save that she made late on Stacy Wilson when it was 2-1 with a quick right skate save was incredible. That's Gretchen Julian's family. Wow.
Down at ice level, Darren Pangs with Ben Smith.
Thank you very much, Sean. Ben, congratulations. What a wonderful way to end a great year.
Well, we talked earlier today, Darren. Remember, one of the things that I wanted was a great game, and obviously it was. And from our standpoint, we couldn't be happier. Canada's got a great team, and we've known that right from the get-go. We've been battling tooth and nail, and I'm just so happy for all of our kids, and I'm happy for the sport. I think this was a great showcase for women's hockey, and I thank all the people at USA Hockey, and special thanks to some old coaches of mine, Jack Parker, Tim Taylor, Cooney Weiland, Jack Kniff, and Dave Peterson especially. So it's a nice night for USA Hockey.
It's a great day for hockey.
That's right, Darren. Bob Johnson will be happy too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've known Ben Smith for 15 years. I couldn't be happier for anyone. What a wonderful man he is. Great night for American hockey indeed. Team USA, the gold medal winner, 3-1.
Future Olympians work out.
Don't lick the ice. It's not good for you.
And guess who's the coach?
Push the old man.
All new Kids Say CBS Friday after the Olympics.
We are back once more at the IBC in Nagano, Japan, and once more we are joined by some key members of the first team to win Olympic gold in women's hockey. Forward Gretchen Julian, forward Karin Bai, and goalie Sarah Teeting. And you guys had not seen that celebration before. What was it like for you on the ice?
It's almost like there's words that you can't describe it. It was just unbelievable. I mean, I was an emotional wreck. It was like I had so many emotions built up inside from the last World Championships, always losing to the Canadians. And now we'd finally done what we set out to do. It was a dream come true for me. And I was crying, I was hugging people, I was looking for my family in the stands. I was just going nuts.
Gretchen, you said that it was almost like a blur, the whole experience of the game, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly how I got out onto the ice, what I did exactly after the 8 seconds ran out. And, watching it on tape, now I can see, what happened, but it just went by me in a complete blur. It was a lot of fun. It looked like a lot of fun. I don't remember it, but it looked like a lot of fun.
So you guys have this decade-long rivalry with the Canadians. Sarah, which you said already, Karin, you're thinking, gee, we beat the Canadians, but did it cross your mind, did that cross your mind first, or did it cross your mind first that you're the first women to win a hockey gold medal in the Olympics?
That's probably what crossed our mind first, but I mean, there was no understanding for a while. Like, it was all emotions, I was a total slave to my emotions for the first, 4 or 5 minutes after we won, but it was just the most incredible feeling. And as Gretchen was saying, I had no idea that I did that little dance thing. I really didn't.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. I didn't even know I did it. And somebody said I did it. I'm like, no, I didn't. And then I just saw it. I was like, oh my God.
You had a little bit of a secret weapon for this game, a little angel pin. Tell us the story of that.
Well, this was after warm-ups and before the game, and I was definitely in my little corner, very focused, kind of being like, okay, don't look at me, don't talk to me. My teammates like, stay away, I'm in goalie world. And Sarah kind of comes over and she's
Sarah,
like,
this is Sarah DeCosta, the other goalie.
Sarah, she likes to be called. She comes over, she kind of taps me on the shoulder, and I was like, what, and she's like, this is a pin that I've had since I made the team in the summer, and it's always watched over me and helped me, and now I'm giving it to you for this game, and so we took off my so I took off my jersey, and we tried to find a place where we could put it where it wouldn't get hurt, and it did. It helped me a lot. I mean, there was a couple times that the puck was just sitting on the goal line, and I was like, okay, thanks, Sarah. But and I tried to give it back to her after the game, and she would hear none of that. But that's just the kind of person she is. She's unbelievable like that.
That's great.
For each of you, who was the person or the people that you wanted to share this moment with first? And Karin, why don't you start?
Definitely my family. You know, I remember looking in the crowd, I saw the Granados, and I'm like, where's my parents? Where's my parents? 'Cause I can see them, and they kept pointing up. And I looked up, and I saw my dad, and he had a red, white, and blue stocking cap on, and he took it off, and he's going like this, jumping up and down. My mom is bawling. You know, I saw my brother and my sister behind the bench. I looked at them. I started bawling. They started bawling. It was just like, you know, I wanted my family there to experience it with me, and it was just like a dream come true for all of us.
Gretchen?
Well, my fiance and my parents were here, and also a group of family friends. And my fiance came down to the bench area and was able to lean over. And I'm a little short, but I climbed up on the back of the bench and was actually able to give him a hug and a kiss and share the moment with him. And then, you know, when we started skating around the ice, you know, I too was looking for my parents in the stands, and there they were, one with a video camera, one with a regular camera, you know, trying to capture the moment and just to look in their eyes and, you know, to see the pride and the happiness. It was really great.
Sarah?
Well, obviously after we celebrated with our teammates, my brother was standing behind the stands, and he had a big fun hat on, and so I kind of like, you know, talked to him and made eye contact with him, and I was like, where's Mom and Dad? And so he pointed up to the stands, and I finally found them in the crowd, and that was really exciting to see them jumping around. Like, my parents are really kind of reserved people, and they were like jumping around and like, you know, totally out of control, so that was fun.
Well, after all you guys have been through, growing up and playing on boys' teams and everything else, this has got to be just a thrill of a lifetime. And there's been a lot of talk about who's going to be on the Wheaties box. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I mean,
guess what? It's you guys.
Yeah, we just
found out. You guys are on the Wheaties box.
That's great. Wow, that's pretty. You know, it's one of those things where I think once I made the Olympic team, people were like, "Oh, you know, maybe you'll be on a Wheaties box someday," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know." And I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty exciting."
Well, our congratulations to you, and pass that along to your teammates too.
Thank you very much.
Really terrific. It made it an awful lot of fun for all of us to watch you throughout the 2 weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll return with more from Nagano in a moment.
What a great moment. Welcome back to Nagano, everyone. I got the impression talking to those women, this hasn't totally sunk in yet. I think they're going to be really surprised when they get home and see the reaction they get.
I think they will too. You know, I went to the game, and I was sitting in the press section. You're not allowed to cheer when you're in the press section, but it was so great that I had to cheer. So I got up and I walked around down into the stands by a bunch of people with American flags so I could let it go. I mean, it was just...
I'm sure you're not the only one who did that. So now, as we approach the conclusion of the 18th Olympic Winter Games, here's the medal count. Germany, Russia, and Norway were in the top 3 at the last games, and they will be again. The 13 for the United States already equals its best ever showing. Japan, easily its best games ever. Britain with a late surprise medal in the 4-man bobsled.
For a complete wrap-up from Nagano, in-depth information, exclusive articles, and video features, visit your 24-hour source on the web, cbs.sportsline.com. And this reminder, our Olympic coverage continues tonight with our primetime show starting at 8 Eastern. You'll see the closing ceremony. Then we'll look back on these games in our late-night show starting at 11:35 p.m. Eastern. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for helping
This was
me through
great.
my
We should
first
do
Olympics.
it again in the next
Absolutely.
century.
We'll see you later in the primetime show.
That's right. Going to go drink some tea and get all set for that.
All right, and as we leave you, we're going to return to an emotional scene, the awarding of the first ever women's hockey medals.
This special group of young women, whatever is to come in their lives, will always know that they were the beginning. They were the pioneers. Good night.
Good night.
Congratulations to all of the players. 皆様、開始。
A lot of companies make it difficult and confusing to buy life insurance. Except for one company, SBLI. Quick, easy, no-nonsense life insurance. Unlike the big guys, there's no one at SBLI to get in your way. No salesman in your home, no complicated products, very affordable. It's a quick shot, and the rest is history.